Hey there everyone, my name is Arish Asif Khan and today we're going to be learning about quadratic equations, specifically those equations which are reducible to quadratic form. We will cover exercise 2.2 in its entirety. So let's start with the question number 1. It states that we need to reduce each part to quadratic form. If you look at the first part, we have ax power 4 plus bx power 2 plus c is equal to 0. So we can take x square from this equation and let it be equal to t. So the reduced form is at square plus bt plus c is equal to 0. The second part states that 9x power 6 minus 3x power 3 plus 7 is equal to 0. So we can write x power 6 as x power 3 whole power 2. X power 3 can be supposed as t. So our reduced form is 9t square minus 3t plus 7 is equal to 0. Then for the third part, we have 3x plus 4 over 6x minus 2 which is equal to negative 1. We will multiply both sides by the denominator of 4 which is 6x minus 2. So we have 18x square minus 6x plus 4 being equal to minus 6x plus 2. So if we take minus 6x and positive 2 and bring it to the left, our reduced form is 18x square plus 2 is equal to 0. The fourth part, it states that x plus 1 whole square plus 3 over x plus 1 whole square is equal to 4. So if you take x plus 1 and let it be equal to t, the equation becomes t plus 3 over 4 equal to 4, then t square plus 3 is equal to 4t. So why did this happen? When we replaced x plus 1 with t, now we need to multiply t with t over t. So t square plus 3 over t is equal to 4. If we bring 4t to the left, our reduced form becomes t square minus 4t plus 3 is equal to 0. The fifth part, it states that 3 into x square plus 1 over x square plus 8 into x plus 1 over x plus 11 is equal to 0. So we can take x plus 1 over x and let it be equal to t. If we take squaring on both sides, x square plus 1 over x square becomes t square minus 2. So 3 into t square minus 2 plus 8t plus 11 is equal to 0. So what happened here? We took x plus 1 over x and let it be equal to t. Then when we took x square plus 1 over x square, we let it be equal to t square minus 2. Okay, so what will be our reduced form of the equation? It's going to be 3t square minus 8t plus 5 being equal to 0. Why? Because the 3 which was multiplied by t square minus 2, it was subtracted from 11 resulting to 5. For the sixth part, here we have 3x power 4 plus 7x power 3 minus 5x square minus 7x plus 3 is equal to 0. So we can divide this equation throughout by x square. That becomes 3 into x square plus 1 over x square plus 7 into x minus 1 over x minus 5 is equal to 0. So we can take x minus 1 over x and let it be equal to t. Here, if we take squaring on both sides, we will get x square plus 1 over x square and that is equal to t square plus 2. So if we place these values into our original equation, we get our reduced form which is 3t square plus 7t plus 1 is equal to 0. Then we have the seventh and eighth part. If we look at the seventh part, here we have a into k power 2x plus b into k power x plus c is equal to 0. So we can write we can write k power 2x as k power x whole power 2, and here we have k power x that's going to be just written as it is. So now you can see that k power x, we are going to let it be equal to t. So if we replace the k power x with t, our reduced form is at square plus bt plus c is equal to 0. We have 8 into 4 power x minus 7 into 2 power x minus 1, which is equal to 0. So how are we going to solve this question? It's like the previous question. Here we have 4 power x, so instead of that we can write 2 power 2 whole power x, and 2 power x is going to be staying as the same. So we can take 2 power x and let it be equal to t. So the reduced form becomes 8t square minus 7t minus 1 is equal to 0. And now for the final equation, here we have x minus 1 into x minus 2 into x plus 3 into x minus 6, and that is equal to 6. So how are we going to solve this type of equation? Firstly, if you take minus 1 and add that with minus 2, what is the result? It's minus 3. And if you take 3 and subtract that or add that with minus 6, you will get minus 3 also. So that means that x minus 1 must be multiplied with x minus 2 and x plus 3 must be multiplied with x minus 6. We will group so both the brackets share the same x square minus 3x term. So we can take x square minus 3x and let it be equal to t. Our equation is t plus 2 into t minus 18. So how are we going to solve this even further? We can take t and multiply it with t plus 2 and minus 18 multiplying it with t plus 2. So that is equal to 6. If we take 6 and bring it to the left, obviously it's going to be negative. So our reduced form is t square minus 16t minus 42 is equal to 0. Moving on to the second question, we need to solve each equation completely. Here we have x power 4 minus 20x square plus 64 is equal to 0. So we can take x power 4 and write it as x square whole square. Here x square is going to be taken as t. So the equation is t square minus 20t plus 64 is equal to 0. So now we need to find the terms, as we are going to be solving this equation by factorization method. So if you take the coefficient of t square and multiply that with the coefficient of c, what will your answer be? It's going to be 64. So we need to find the factors of 64 such that when they are added with each other, they bring minus 20. So the factors are minus 16 and minus 4. So we can take common t minus 16 and t minus 4. These are both offer roots. If we bring 16 to the left, our first value of t is equal to 16, and our second value of t which is equal to 4. Now here we have the values of t, but now we can replace t with the original value, which was x square. So x square is equal to 16 and x square is equal to 4. So we have x square is equal to 16 and x square is equal to 4. If you take square root on both sides, obviously 16 will be turned into 4 and 4 will be turned into 2. But you should not forget that when you apply square root, the roots will be positive and negative. So you have basically 4 roots. If you look at the given equation, it has x power 4. And if you look at the answer, we have 4 roots. Plus 4 minus 4, that is 2 roots, plus 2 minus 2, that's 2 roots. So if you add them together, that results to 4 roots. Moving on to the second part of question number 2, here we have x power 4 plus 16x square minus 225, and that's equal to 0. We can take x square and let it be equal to t. So our equation is t square plus 16t minus 225, and that's equal to 0. Now we're going to be solving this again by factorization method, although you can use various types of methods like the completing square method or graphical method. Okay, so we found the roots, and that was 25 and negative 9. When we write the equation, we can write t square plus 25t minus 90 minus 225 being equal to 0. If we take the common values, we get our two roots, which is t plus 25 into t minus 9. So the first root will be t is equal to negative 25 and the second will be t is equal to positive 9. Now we are going to be replacing the value of t with our original value, which was x square. So x square is equal to 9 and x square is equal to negative 25. So we are going to be taking the square root on both sides, and like I told you, when you take the square root, the roots are positive and negative. So the first value of x is positive and negative 3, but if you look at the second value of t, we have x square is equal to negative 25. There is no real solution for the second value of t. Why? Because if we take plus minus under root of negative 25, that results in plus minus iota into under root 5. So that is an imaginary root. That is why we are only going to write the real roots. So we have only two roots here, which is x is equal to plus minus 3. It is real. The other pair is not real, although you can also write it. Moving on to the third part, here we have x power 2 by 5 plus 5x power 1 by 5 plus 6 is equal to 0. We can take x power 1 by 5 and let it be equal to t. So t square plus 5t plus 6 is equal to 0. Now we're going to solve this quadratic equation by factorization. So we found the factors, and that is 3t and 2t. So we have t plus 3 into t plus 2. If we write the values of t, the first value is t is equal to negative 3 and the second is t is equal to negative 2. Now we can place back the value of t, which was x power 1 by 5, and we have x power 1 by 5 is equal to negative 3. So x is equal to negative 3 whole power 5, which is simply negative 243. And x power 1 by 5 is equal to negative 2. Now negative 2 whole power 5 is equal to negative 32. So these are the two roots of x. Then for the fourth part, here we have 3x square plus 4 over x square is equal to 7. We can take x square and let it be equal to t. Substituting that into the equation, we have 3t plus 4 over t is equal to 7. That becomes 3t square minus 7t plus 4 is equal to 0. If we find the roots, we get minus 3t and minus 4t. If we solve this quadratic equation further, we get both of our roots, which is 3t minus 4 and t minus 1. Now, if you find the first value of t, that's going to be t is equal to 4 over 3, and the second root will be t is equal to positive 1. Now we're going to remove the value of t and replace it with its original value, which was x square. So x square is equal to 1. If we take under root on both sides, x is equal to plus minus 1. And x square is equal to 4 by 3. If we take under root on both sides, we get the value of x as plus minus 2 over under root 3. So these are four of our roots. The first is plus minus 1 and the second is plus minus 2 over under root 3. Now for the fifth part, here we have 5 into x plus 1 plus 3 over x plus 1 is equal to 8. We can take x plus 1 and let it be equal to variable t. 5t plus 3 over t is equal to 8. 5t square minus 8t plus 3 is equal to 0. So now we have this quadratic equation. 5 into 3, that's 15. So we're going to find the factors of 15. Simply that's minus 5 and minus 3t. Okay, so 5t minus 3 into t minus 1. What is the first value of t? That is t is equal to 3 over 5 and the second value is 1. We're going to replace the value of t. So the t value initially was x plus 1. So x will be 1 minus 1, which is simply 0. And then t will be equal to 3 over 5 for the second value. Here x plus 1 is equal to 3 over 5. So 3 over 5 minus 1 is simply minus 2 over 5. So we found both of the roots of the quadratic equation, which is x being equal to 0 and negative 2 over 5. Then for the final part of question number 2, we have 5x square plus 36 over 5x square plus 4 is equal to 16. We can take 5x square plus 4 and let it be equal to t. Now what does that mean? That means that 5x square will be equal to t minus 4. We took the 4 and brought it to the right side. Okay, so t minus 4 plus 36 over t is equal to 16. We replace the value of 5x square plus 4 with t. And t plus 36 over t is equal to 20. T square minus 20t plus 36 is equal to 0. This is our quadratic equation. We need to find its factors. So the factors are minus 18t into minus 2t. So if we solve the quadratic equation, we get t minus 18 and t minus 2 as the roots. If we write the first value of t, that is 18, positive 18, and then for the second value of t, that is positive 2. we can replace the value of t with the original value, which was 5x square. So if we divide both sides with 5, we get x square is equal to 14 by 5, and we can take the square root. So x will be plus minus under root 14 by 5. And for the second part, 5x square is equal to negative 2. Here, even if we divide both of the sides with 5 and then take the square root, our answer will be imaginary. So that means we can only write the real solutions. The other pair is not real. So the values of x are 2. First value is plus under root 14 by 5, and the second is negative under root 14 by 5. Moving on to question number 3, we need to solve each question completely. Here we have 2x power 4 minus 3x square plus 1 is equal to 0. So we can take x square and let it be equal to t. Our equation is now 2t square minus 3t plus 1 is equal to 0. So we need to find the factors now. 2 into 1 is simply 2. Minus 2t minus t will be our factors. Simplifying this, we get 2t minus 1 and t minus 1 as the roots. So the first value of t will be 1 over 2 and the second value will be positive 1. If we now replace the value of t with the original value, which is x squared, we will take square root on both sides. So that becomes x is equal to plus minus 1. And for the second value of x, it becomes plus minus 1 over under root 2. So now we have 4 of our roots. X is equal to plus 1, x is equal to minus 1, and x is equal to plus 1 over under root 2, and x is equal to negative 1 over under root 2. Now the final part of question number 3. Here we have 8x power 6 minus 7x power 3 minus 1 is equal to 0. It's similar to the second question. We need to expand the x power 6. We can write that as x power 3 whole power 2 and let it be equal to t. So now we have 8t square minus 7t minus 1 is equal to 0. Factoring this equation, we get the factors, which is minus 8t plus t. And if we simplify this, we get 8t plus 1 into t minus 1, that's equal to 0. The first value of t will be minus 1 over 8 and the second value of t will be positive 1. We can replace the value of t now with the original value, which was x cubed. So x is equal to 1. When we take cube root on both of the sides, there isn't plus minus 1. Only if you take square root, you need to add plus minus. Okay, and then for x cube being equal to negative 1 over 8, our answer will be x is equal to minus 1 over 2. So 3 is an odd number, that is why the minus sign still remained. If instead of this power 3 we had power 2, so the minus would be changed. Okay, now let's move on to question number 4. We need to identify the substitution. Here we have a into k power 2x plus b into k power x plus c is equal to 0. So we can take k power x and let it be equal to t. So now we have at square plus bt plus c is equal to 0. It's simple. And then for the second part of question number 4, 3x plus 4 divided by 6x minus 2, which is equal to negative 1. It's very simple. You can take the denominator of 6x minus 2 and multiply both of the sides with that. So the result is 18x squared plus 2 is equal to 0. And do not forget to bring the minus 1 to the left side so it becomes positive 1. Moving on to question number 5. Here we need to solve for y. We have y minus 4 whole square minus 7 into y minus 4, and that's equal to minus 6. So we can take y minus 4 and let it be equal to t. So t square minus 7t is equal to minus 6. This is our new equation. And if we bring minus 6 to the left, it becomes positive 6. So we have got a quadratic equation of t square minus 7t plus 6 is equal to 0. If we find the factors of this equation, that's minus t and minus 6. Simplifying that, we get t minus 1 into t minus 6 being equal to 0. So the first value of t is positive 1 and the second value of t is positive 6. Now if we replace the value of t with the original value, which is y minus 4, we get y is equal to 1 plus 4, which is 5, and then y minus 4 is equal to 6, which means y is equal to 6 plus 4, which is 10. So both of the values of y have been found, which are 5 and 10. You can see the cube. If you take cube root on both sides of the equation, the cube will be cancelled on y and the cube of 125 is simply 5. So that means that the value of y is 5. I hope you guys liked my lecture. If you did, make sure to subscribe to my channel and send this video to your friends and family so they can benefit from it also. If there are additional any doubts, you can put it in the comment section and I'll try to resolve the doubts or questions you people have. Thank you.